you still as competitive in what you're doing now?
Yes, 100%.
How do you tame that sometimes?
Great question. It's a different kind of competition where I had to work really hard with tennis. There's a lot of comparisons because it's like one-on-one. So it's like, why don't you hit your backhand as good as that girl? And why didn't you win that girl? And that girl's younger than you and she's doing better. Why didn't you work as hard as that girl? And I dealt with a lot of jealousy and I had to really work through that to be sane. So when it comes to now comedy and this, I'm like, this is art. Like, we're doing art. I'm competitive with myself where I'm like, I just want to get better and better. I'm hungry. But at no point am I ever like rooting against anyone. Right now I realize like why my podcast has been doing so well and I think my comedy is doing well is because I have such a great circle of people in the comedy community where I'm like, yeah, I'll go on your podcast. You come on mine. You come on mine. You share this. I'll share yours. And we're all growing together. Because tennis is like we're all trying to take each other down. Where podcasting and comedy is like we're growing together. We're all different. And that's why I realized like it's just great, like collaboration over competition is what I like to say. But I know what I can do in my head, and I'm very, very stern with myself with that of like, keep pushing and keep practicing because you have a long way to go. But with other people, like when I see my friends successful, I think other comedians can be really competitive, and I'm like, dude, you're not playing them across the net where you really want to kill them. This is a girl who she got a Comedy Central special. Amazing. She's my friend, which means like I could just surround myself with that talent. And one day, like when I do that, she'll promote me. And like, it's just like a full circle, beautiful community of like really talented comedians in New York City that I love.
Where do you think you find that motivation and that incredible passion for working hard?
I think that it's from a young age because of tennis. It was instilled in me.
But what is there something that you feel like you had a chip on your shoulder?
Great question. People, they say successful people have like the right amount of like a little bit of ego and a little bit of insecurity, and I do have that chip on my shoulder. I do, and it comes from like with tennis. Like my family wasn't necessarily wealthy, and I grew up in Brooklyn, and I was competing against like the rich country club girls from Long Island and Westchester, and I always just had this. Like my dad would always be like, play like a basketball player, like Kenny Martin or like the Knicks, like go out the Knicks suck, but go out there and just like do you. And I think I always had that chip on my shoulder of like, you don't need to be rich. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to have the best strokes, the best coach. Like it's just you. I like to create something out of nothing. And I also have like that little thing where it's like, I feel better about myself when and I'm like, I'm lazy all the time. Like I love napping. I always think about napping. I love sleeping. But I just feel like you live one life and I want to try to accomplish anything that I want to accomplish. And I really think if I manifest it, I will.
Do you set goals for yourself? How do you
Great question.
Push yourself?
Great question. I'm very like, I don't have any 5-year plans. I think 5-year plans are limiting. I think if you know what you're going to do in 5 years, it's limiting because you have no fucking clue what technology is going to be in 5 years. I might be like viral on an app called TalkTick. You never know. So that's a new thing.
It's coming soon.
That's
Hannah
the
Berner's
new thing.
creating it.
I'm creating
We'll
it.
drop it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Or like the Manscaped app. You never know. So I feel like I'm very small with my goals. Like I just have lists all the time. Like right now I know I have a podcast later and I have to edit 2 videos and I have 2 comedy shows tonight. I just focus on that and want to do the best at that, and then be honest with yourself. Be like, you know what, that video wasn't that good, or that set wasn't that good, and that you need to stop telling that joke because it's not funny, and I don't know why you still like it, but it's not funny. So it's like a combination of being hard on yourself but then also empathetic with yourself. Like, you know what, you worked your little butt off all week, don't do shit this weekend. So like it's balancing, and it's like a combination of pushing yourself to accomplish the little goals every day, but then also being empathetic with yourself that like it's okay if you didn't do any of it. And just like I'm working on that balance in my life.